Thank you. On the subject of evaluation, do you believe the city manager should be subject to an annual evaluation? Is the current process working? And if not, what should the process be? And again, we'll start with Cayman.
I think that, yes, the city manager should be evaluated every year. And after the fact, it should be available for the public to know how their city manager is doing his job. And so that the citizens know, is the city manager doing what he's supposed to be doing?
Thank you. Gail Holmes.
Yes, I would like to see an annual review. And again, like I stated before, the city manager should also be reviewed by the city council and also the department heads, so we make sure that we're all working together. It doesn't appear to be working as such, because currently there's been a lot of question as has the city council reviewed them, and where, if they have, where is the review? There have been citizens asking for the copies of that review, and I believe that they still do not have that information. So again, that starts to look like that there is something gone afoul here. There's not information out there, and I think that that's dangerous. It causes distrust with the people.
Thank you. Mike Jones.
I not only believe that the city manager should be subject to an annual evaluation, the council is required to evaluate the city manager annually. When I was on the council in 2008, there was a process in place and an evaluation was completed. That's a matter of public record. Was the process we used perfect? No. Are there alternatives? Yes. I know the current council is looking at a set of procedures adopted from OHSU, and I would be very interested to see how those will work. The key to evaluation is the goal setting completed by the council. If the council can complete coherent, clear goals and measurable or desired objectives, the evaluation should quite simply fall into place. All of this requires a defined process, collaborative atmosphere, and give and take on the part of each member of the council, because it is difficult to evaluate an individual when he or she has 5 bosses.
Thank you. Jody Carson.
Each year since I've been on the city council, the city manager has received an annual evaluation. I believe that we should continue to provide an annual evaluation for the city manager. Is the process that we have used this last year flawed? Yes. It was not a process that ended up with a result that we were satisfied with. 5 city councilors provided an evaluation for our city manager, and we could not come to consensus in terms of a summary of that evaluation. We were split 3-2. Myself and former councilor Mattis, our consultant, and the city manager have been working on developing a new process. We're looking at a process which will increase the amount of input provided by city staff into the evaluation process, and that will increase the amount of citizen input. Part of that process is to do individual evaluations, and once again, we want to come up with a summary document that summarizes what has happened over the past year and where we want to see the city manager go in the future. I would like to see that process adopted and evaluate how a new process would work so we can provide the necessary feedback in terms of the future recommendations for the city manager's performance.
Thank you. Kevin.
It's in the charter, and therefore it should be done. We need to follow the rules. There's been an awkward but concerted effort over the last couple of years to sabotage the process. It's difficult to evaluate, to judge the process, because everything's been hidden in a cloak of confidentiality. And it begs the question, how much of the public's goodwill does the city manager want to spend on avoiding complying with the rules in the process? Instead of wasting the taxpayers' money and endless council hours trying to dance up to the edge of the precipice on what is or is not required and what is or is not legal, I'd be gratified if a member of the council would stand up and make a motion that we take a sharp turn away from the precipice and take the high road and complete the process and do it openly and publicly and stop wasting the public's time and money and goodwill. Thank you.